Greetings, beautiful souls. My name is Bevan Neiman Cortez, and over the past few weeks, I've been sharing with you about my upcoming mastermind group, the Perceptive Collective, which is advanced sensitivity practitioner training for those who have really explored a lot about your own sensitivity. You've done some of that healing work. Of course, we're always doing that healing work. And now you feel ready to really extend a hand out to other empaths, HSPs, intuitives, and just share what you've learned on your journey and to really help to make their daily lives better, to make things smoother for them. And I've been having these amazing discovery calls with just practitioners. It's like so incredible to meet people from around the world and to hear all of the really amazing things that you're doing, the ways you're serving, what you're passionate about. And I've started to see some trends, some frequently asked questions. So I wanted to get on just briefly and talk through a few things that maybe you've been considering and thinking about. I have my trusty sheet of notes here, so I'm going to refer to that. The very first one, let's just dive in, is do you have to have a full-time practice, or do you have to build one? Is that the expectation of this course? No, you do not. There are people who have already joined who are still working a full-time job for an employer, and maybe they're serving on the weekends or the evenings as they can. One of our new participants who's joined is working part-time and then also doing her practice part-time. And then, there are people who are joining who have a full-time practice. This is their only source of income, and everyone in between. And very closely related to that question is, does it matter how long you've had a practice? Do you have to already be 5 years into your business? And the answer is no. You can be at the launch stage. We have some people that are just getting ready to launch. We have other people that have been in businesses, say 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then some that have been in business for more than 20. There will be something for everyone. And I love that integration of people who are new and kind of have this fresh perspective, or maybe are willing to ask those questions like, why is it like this? And then, people have had a practice longer go, that's really interesting. Why is it like that? And so having those mixes and understanding that everyone in the program, everyone in this intimate mastermind group is going to be sharing, something that comes from their own lived experiences, their own wisdom, their own knowledge, and everyone has something to contribute. So no, it doesn't matter how long you've been in practice, and there's no particular way or system that I am teaching you to set up a practice or to change your practice into. I want this to be your personal expression, your individual methodology, systems, structures, and so forth. It has to work for you, or you won't do it. You won't be excited about it. The next thing I want to talk about is the fact that this program is not just about getting deeper information, understanding the research behind our temperament traits, and all of those things, all those sort of logistical, informational things. It's very much about talking about the lived experience of being a sensitive person in a world that is primarily created and ran and controlled by those who are less sensitive than we are. And that networking aspect, that aspect of having practitioners come around and share stories that can be anonymous client stories, it can be your own story, that is invaluable to this program. And so is the networking aspect, because I'm going to have a participant contact list. So if you're sitting in a session and someone says this really profound thing and you're like, I want to touch base with that person, you can reach out and email them or send them a message on WhatsApp or however you prefer to communicate. And in my past mastermind groups, and this is the 7th mastermind group that I will have facilitated, a lot of practitioners build friendships, professional collaborations where they partner and uplift each other's work, or they do affiliate referrals, and it really is intended to be this networking space. Will there be a way to chat with each other or chat, with me in between our sessions, because we meet twice a month? And so I will be available to do kind of a weekly check-in with any of the participants on WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger. And then also obviously can be contacted by email or in case of emergency. And then you'll be able to contact others. So we will have this networking effect. Some people have asked me, not in a criticizing way, but just an interested way, why do I set up mastermind groups for an entire year? And what I've learned after doing a bunch of these and really working deeply with clients is that it takes us time as HSPs, as empaths, to process the information we receive, not only through the teachings I'm going to impart, but also the sharing with the other participants and the other practitioners. It takes us a while to process that. We only meet every 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks, 14 days or 15 days or whatever that schedule looks like, to really sense into like, how is this affecting me, my practice, my potential clients, the way that my work is unfolding. And we have time to integrate it, because this is really what it's about, right? Is not just writing a bunch of notes and absorbing a bunch of information, but actually putting it into practice, finding a place that you can tweak something or introduce something new that helps you to expand and grow personally, professionally, financially. It helps your clients to achieve their goals. So this is really, really important. And so a year can feel kind of daunting. We're going to have 22 live sessions. And as far as attendance, I just ask that everyone try to commit. Obviously, if there's something outside of your control, that's different. But try to commit to attending at least 18% or 80%, excuse me, of the live session. So that would be 17 calls. And then you will, if you are traveling or on vacation, or you have a conflict and you need to see a client that day and you're not able to be in our live sessions, you will receive the link to the recording as well as a PDF of the notes that I use during my teaching portion. Now that gets me to confidentiality, because we are going to be sharing our lived experiences. I share very vulnerably within my private groups, this intimate space. And so the recordings will only be of the teachings that I do at the beginning, kind of a jumping off point, a point of inspiration for us. And then I will turn off the recording and we will have our conversations in confidentiality. So the more that you can be in the live programs, the more you will receive out of that aspect of that sharing. Sometimes we'll break up into small groups or, do one-on-one, get to know each other. We'll all know each other's names. It's going to be very small and limited to no more than 9 people, so that we can see each other on the screen and we can know each other's names, and we can understand and remember everybody's offer that they're creating, and so on and so forth. And so that actually gets us to the capstone project. So part of this 1-year journey, we'll probably start to focus on it really in the second 6 months, but really intensely in the last 3 months, is doing market research to identify a particular niche under the sensitivity practitioner umbrella. So I want to serve sensitive people. Okay, which sensitive people? Are you going to serve highly sensitive men? Are you going to serve women who are going through menopause? Are you going to serve students and children and parents and families? And there's lots of different things and different ways that you could be in service to this particular group of people. And so we're going to help you really determine, like, who do you want to work with? What really lights you up about working in this particular area? And it's so interesting on these discovery calls. Sometimes, people will explore a couple of different ideas, and then there's one idea and I will see like their shoulders are kind of slumped and their body language is kind of like, yeah, I could do this, I could do that. And then the one part that they really love, and everything just opens up, their posture, they start smiling. There's like a glow that comes off of people. So this is what we're going to really hone in on for you, is what brings you to that glow, what makes you feel that greatness. And for me, that is really empowering and supporting and uplifting empathic leaders, so that I can pass on what I know, and I can help to support and bolster your confidence, your ability to do this work in the world, their ability to do it from a place of deep integrity, without having to get into manipulative business practices and things like that. We're going to talk about all of that, and we're going to really hone in on where your offer that you are going to create, and the 3 clients, and you can certainly serve more if you want to, but we don't need to be overachieving, right? You're going to serve 3 clients and really take some notes and really sense into those sessions, whether it's a group session, an individual session, a bodywork session, whatever it is. You're going to be taking notes and taking observations and then pulling it together and making a presentation at the end, sort of like a case study, anonymous case studies that we'll share with each other, really about what you learned about trying out this idea with real people in the real world and seeing what that impact is. Let's talk a little bit about the payment plan. So I am offering a 15% discount if you pay in full. I also offer a payment plan process. So it would be $1,800 in total, and you can divide that into 12 monthly payments. You can do 3 payments, 4 payments. I'm happy to work with you in any way that will make it possible for you to participate in this program if this is what you wish to do. We wanted to talk about the recordings and everything that you'll have afterwards. So not only will you have access to all of this during the class, but the recordings will stay on a private YouTube playlist that you can go back and refer to. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to take it down. Unless YouTube is gone, you will have access to these recordings, and you will receive a PDF of each session's notes and key, definitions and links to research studies and all the things that you need to know. And speaking of that, we're not just going to be talking about mainstream scientific research, which is something I want to go through and I want to talk about. I want to talk about who's doing this sensitivity research around the world, but we're also going to dive into research that has been done that would be considered more fringe or alternative, research about being psychic, research about being a medium, because your clients will come to you and each one of them is going to be very unique. And many clients have come to me, and the first thing they say is, I'm HSP. And then they start talking and they say, okay, but I can talk with spirits and people who have passed on. And they're like, okay, and I can astral travel, and I've spoken with angels, and people will start to open up because you are a safe space. You are holding that container for them. And I just want you to be prepared that there's going to be a lot of things that you'll hear. Some of those you may resonate with, you may have those experiences, and some of those you may not, but we still want to hold that space and affirm to our clients that the experiences they are having are real, that it's okay, there's nothing wrong with them, they're not evil, all those kinds of things. We want to help heal that sort of persecution wound. These are, the main frequently asked questions that have come up so far. If you have something that you would like me to answer, you can just hit reply to this email or to this video, and I'm happy to follow up and to get you that information personally. I only have just a few more days left to take appointments and receive applications to be a part of this program. As I said, it's only for a small number of people, so we can be really connected throughout that year. And at the end of it, you will come out and you will be an advanced sensitivity practitioner. And you can talk about this, and you can go on podcasts, and you can go on summits, and you can be writing books, and you can be teaching and coaching and doing therapy and all the beautiful things, the healing work that you do. This is my goal, is to help you really expand an existing practice or launch a new practice so that you can pass on this wisdom, and you can own that wisdom and step into your leadership and really help those who are like us feel energized, connected, then know that we're not alone, for example, and to also be ready to take on whatever is theirs to take on in this world. So it becomes this ripple effect that we're creating through the passing on of mentorship and leadership.